Events and Media here in Houston in Breakbulk Studios. We just finished our Air Cargo Solutions panel, and I have Robert Reed from Nabors with me, who sat on that panel and represented the customer side, if you will, of air transport. You're the person who, on occasion, might arrange for air transport.
Yes, that is correct. Most of our air freight requirements are ad hoc, unplanned. Generally, we have a rig down or something urgent, safety requirement, that we're going to book urgent air freight, or even just air freight. So there's a couple of levels depending on the urgency of what's required in country. It's just that the timeline for our ocean shipment will not fit. So that does happen quite frequently.
Right. So were there any surprises on the panel today?
No, well, the discussion on the 747 nose loader for us is food for thought. As discussed before, I think I just never really thought about the time horizon coming up as quickly as it is on those airframes. We have had to use the 747 nose loader previously for equipment, just either due to length or the width or height, and it won't go through like a 777. It won't fit. So we need the nose loader in order to move certain equipment.
Right. So once the 747 is retired or out of the market, are we out of nose loaders?
Well, I guess that's to be seen whether they're. As one of the panelists said, with enough money you can do anything.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
And I think that's really what it's going to be. Do they want to go through the expense of retrofitting these airframes to extend their service life? I mean, those are something that the owners of these aircraft will have to determine if there's value in that, and they can get a return by utilizing it.
So
going
that's
forward.
Still a possibility, do you think?
I don't. That's. I've seen airframes extended. They can do it. It's just the cost of that. What is the cost? And it may be too much.
Okay.
And you'll never see a return on that in order to cover those costs.
Right.
So I don't know what that is, and I can't speak to that.
No.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay, now I have a special question for you. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. With restrictions on Antonov aircraft into the U.S., why are there no outsized U.S.-based airframe options?
And I think that's a great question. I've discussed that with some of the panelists. I think that was short-sighted of some of our U.S. military airframe manufacturers, like of the C-5 and of the C-17. They could have gone through the certification process, but chose not to for different reasons. So whether it was expense or and they couldn't sell, they didn't think they could sell enough civilian airframes to make it valuable for them to keep the line open after the military was done. So that, and even political, just like with with issues with Boeing and their tanker and Airbus. It's interesting, but unfortunately, those are not to be. We have the C-130, we have a civilian variant. We have the C-141, we have a civilian variant. But we have neither for the C-5 nor the C-17. And it's just unfortunate.
And is that door closed?
I believe it is closed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that will ever happen.
Okay.
So, because they've already shut down the lines for both of those aircraft.
Got it. So, do you see a future for some new kind of aircraft, say in the near future, though, like within 5 years?
As far as strictly a civilian type aircraft, I don't know. I think that what they talked about with the Airbus, I think that aircraft probably lends itself to going to a lot more places than what an Antonov does.
Yeah.
Just because of its size. The other thing was, I was discussing with our panelists, was going forward, our designer is going to make their projects more modular where they can be disassembled and assembled on the other side rather than sending them already together. That requires
An
such
aircraft?
a big. No. Just parts and how that would
like
fit. Right? Are they
modularization,
gonna?
for
are
the
they
cargo?
Right?
Sure,
Right.
I gotcha.
So are they gonna? Are we gonna see that in order to fit what's available, or is somebody actually gonna build something? Like a C5 or an Antonov that can operate globally. So I don't know the answer to that. Again, with money, enough money, you can do anything.
Absolutely.
So.
That's great. All right, Robert. Well, thank you so much
Thank you.
for sharing
Appreciate
your
your time.
insight with us.
Certainly.
That's so good. Okay.
All right.